Hello, Michael Diamond. You're watching Muscle Central. Okay, before we get started, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification button. This way, every time I put up a new video, you'll be notified. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more about what took place at the Nationals recently. My previous video, we talked about a bodybuilder that was in the show. And I'm using the term bodybuilder very loosely. A bodybuilder that was in a show in a super heavyweight division that was clearly out of shape. At the very least, looked very out of place on the stage. Obese. Man boobs, no other ways to describe it. Now, obviously, he qualified to get there. You have to qualify to step on a national stage. Excuse me. Like I said in a previous video, must have competed in the show where it was a national qualifier, smaller show, and he was the only competitor in his division and his weight class. So he wins by default. And according to the guidelines, he did what he had to do to get to the Nationals. He won his division. By fault, albeit, but he won his division. Let me say this also. I give the guy credit because he seems to be really comfortable with himself. Seemed like he was enjoying himself throughout this whole thing. Now, watching other YouTube channels and hearing them discuss it, you have some very opposing opinions on it. Here on one channel, the host is totally ripping this all apart. And on another channel, which happens to be one of the biggest channels, the host is all for it. Hey, he won his division. He qualified. He did what he had to do. Let him compete. Now, what he would do to not allow this thing to happen, I understand that he technically qualified, but it doesn't look very good for the sport of bodybuilding. It's all about the way you look. That's what bodybuilding. It's very subjective, and it's all about the way you look. Granted, he met the criteria, but he should not have been on that stage. You can't just say, "Oh, you're out of shape. We don't want you on the stage." After all, he didn't break any of your rules. You followed your rules and followed your guidelines, and you'd be up for a major lawsuit. One thing I suggested was that on a national qualifier, if there's only one competitor in the division, it would negate them earning the right to go to the Nationals. You can give them the option to compete in the next weight class. Although super heavyweight, he had nowhere else to go. He couldn't compete in the heavyweight because he was over the limit. The problem is you do see it. It's not a lot very frequently, but you go to shows and you will see competitors win by default. Uh, Maybe we should reevaluate what shows should be national qualifiers. After all, you have, in my opinion, way too many competitors in the show. There are some divisions that have close to 100 competitors, and it's just overkill. They have to start. Even if you have 50 competitors out there, 50 bodybuilders in one division, you have to start weeding them out and breaking them down to your top competitors. It's can be very difficult to give each one of those competitors the look they deserve to get when they're being judged. Things could be rushed a little bit. We've got too many competitors in these divisions. Maybe we just gotta change what makes an amateur show a national qualifier. You got some very small local shows that have the tag national qualifier, and they don't have many competitors throughout the whole division, throughout the whole competition show up within all divisions. So some of those shows really be national qualifiers. I think the shows that have, maybe they should have to earn the right to be a national qualifier. You want to start promoting a show in in a certain area. You you put on go through the steps you have to do the promotion. You put on your show and you prove over a few year period that you can put on a good show. You can draw in a good amount of competitors and a good audience. Now you've earned the right to be a national qualifier. Instead of having every other show out there a national qualifier, and then we get the divisions being overwhelmed with competitors, and you really can get a good solid look at each competitor to really truly judge them fairly. You rush through things. You're not going to see everything. I don't know. That's about the only solution that I have. As far as being out of shape like that and competing in a bodybuilding show, if you're willing to put down the entry fee, join the organization, joining dues, and you want to step on stage and you're not embarrassed by that look, you have no problem with some of the responses you might get from people, and you enjoy it, and that's what you want to do, all for it. But if we had a limit, or not so much a limit, have it so a competition earns the right to be a national qualifier, becomes a more established show with more competitors competing, you're less likely to have a scenario where you only have one competitor in the division, wins by default, and we have another situation like we had in this past nationals. And also, we solved the problem of the show being overwhelmed by competitors. I think all in all, it would make it a better show, better for the audience watching it, better for the competitors, and that's just my take on it. Okay, you might agree or disagree with what I've said. Either way, you let me know in the comments section. If you like the video, thumbs up. Please share and by all means subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. This way, every time I put up a new video, you will be notified. If you go to the description box, there are some links there. If you want to contact me with any questions, go to the Facebook Muscle Central page. Also, links to Species Nutrition, Mr. Potts Protein. Click on both links. Go to both websites. Check out all their great products. Once again, this is Michael Diamond. I'd like to thank you for watching Muscle Central.